3 weeks ago, DTM got to put out the education program in the group chat. He was asking for volunteers. And me being me, immediately I volunteered myself. But then last week when I saw that the theme was dad and lad, I was like, wow, my dad died when I was 2 years old. Naturally, I'm thinking, what could I possibly say under this theme? But then I remember something. I'm also a dad. You see, I'm a dad to 2 kids. One, a wild and affectionate boy. The other, an elegant, serene, and reserved girl. Their names, Smooth and Swag. You see, they just so happen to also be cats. Mr. Chairman. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and yes.
Good evening.
Like many people, me becoming a pro-generator wasn't planned. You see, I didn't wake up one morning and I said, you know what's missing from my life? 2 freeloaders with fur. I didn't become a cat dad out of love. I became a cat dad out of boredom. It was right after I moved into my first apartment and I worked alone. And the silence had just become so loud.
Yes.
And I'm great with animals. And I was like, it's either going to be a fish or a cat or a dog. But it can't be an actual baby. So I went down to the Humane Society and I wanted to see what options they had. And there was a pen full of kittens, little fur balls of chaos. I walked in, there were kittens on the wall, kittens meowing, kittens doing anything for attention. But all the way in the back, there was one. One kitten just sitting there. And when I walked up to her, she looked at me like, can I help you? As a matter of fact, I took a picture at that exact moment. And right then and there, I knew that that was my girl.
Oh.
No.
So at 12:47 p.m., January 24th, 2023, I officially adopted Smooth Swag Malawi Pearson. Now let me explain. Since grade 9, I had always said my firstborn is going to be named Swag. And somehow she earned that name as soon as I saw her. Swag just wasn't a name. It was an entire demeanor. Calm, selective, low fuss. She was affectionate, but on her terms. She'd cuddle when she feel like it. And then when she was ready, she would go into a sunlit corner just to sunbathe and judge someone.
Yeah.
Life was great. We enjoyed our space. We valued peace. And neither of us liked too much noise. But after about a year and a half, I noticed something. You see, I became so in tune with Swag's emotions, with her personality, that I realized this cat is bored. And she would go from looking outside for hours to even throwing things down just to get some type of attention from me. And I thought, I need to get a sibling. And that's where Smooth Carleone Pearson enters the picture. You see, I had first seen Smooth on Facebook Marketplace. 2 kittens for roaming. 1 male, 1 female. Smooth has an X on his head. So I sent the message, I made the link, and I picked up Smooth on January 12th, 2025 at sometime after 11 a.m. And from the moment Smooth arrived, he was a bundle of joy. Always happy, always chill, no sense of urgency, and absolutely no concern for conflict. You could drop a pot, trip over a chair, Swag could hiss and swipe at him, and he would take 2 blinks and literally just continue with his life. Literally chilled, unbothered, undisturbed, unmatched. He follows me everywhere. If I go to bed, Smooth is right there. If I go sit on the couch, Smooth jumps out. If I sneeze in the kitchen, somehow Smooth pops out of nowhere. He's the affectionate one to hold me, to nap with me, to rub my hair till I fall asleep. And yes, he is the spoiled one as well. Smooth turned out to be exactly what Swag needed. A playmate, a sibling, and a companion that she could tolerate. Together they made the perfect balance. But as time went on, I realized something. I realized that having pets, especially Smooth and Swag, it isn't that far off from having kids.
Nope.
Now mind you, they're not as high maintenance. They don't need diapers or a report card. But I still have to clean them after them.
Yeah.
Swag especially. Swag is so particular. If I don't clean Swag's litter box literally every day, I have a bean bag that she will go and literally pee on just to show some type of rebellion. I have to set aside time to play with them. I gotta take them to the doctor. Now it isn't too expensive, but it ain't cheap either. I have to feed them, and at times they eat better than me. Swag literally goes to the cupboard where the food is in, and she opens it up, sits down, and looks up at me. Smooth, if I don't have the right wet food, he will literally turn over the bowl and push it in the next corner. But finally, I even teach them. And I found myself doing a lot of the same things that I would imagine a human parent would also. Just with more fur, fewer words, and way more attitude. But when I first saw that the theme Dad and Lad, I felt an empty space that my father left behind. Yet somewhere between scooping litter and prying open Smooth off my keyboard, I learned a deeper truth. Fatherhood isn't a bloodline. It's a lifeline. Fatherhood is a choice to show up day after day for any living being that depends on you. That's why it teaches me stillness, that love can be silent and unspoken. Smooth teaches me joy, that presence outweighs perfection. Together, they teach me responsibility, that commitment is written every day in the unseen moments. I feed them, I clean them, I worry for them. And in return, they fill my home and my heart with motion, mischief, and meaning. So tonight, DTM got it. Under the theme meant to honor fathers and sons, I stand here not empty-handed, but full-hearted. My cats remind me of what my own dad in his brief time showed me. Being a father is less about who you created and more about who you choose every single day to care for. This week, I want you to look around your home, your office, even your street, and ask yourself, who or what needs me to show up? Where can I trade indifference for involvement? Maybe it's mentoring a child, checking on an elder, or yes, just visiting the Humane Society to give another freeloader with fur a second chance. Because each act of care, no matter how small, is a promise that echoes far behind us. Clean up, show up, love up. This is the pledge behind every claw mark, every cuddle, and every quiet commitment. Mr. Chairman.